head coach, Los Fresnos boys basketball. Coach, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing good, Mark. Thank you for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing good, coach. Just trying to keep busy like everybody else, keep working.
Yes,
But
sir.
well, how about you, coach? How's summer treating you? Like I tell everybody, it's been a roller coaster couple of months, with the pandemic and everything. But how's summer treating you? How are you handling it? I know you like to get out and stuff, and exercise. I know you're a big fan of fitness. So what's with that? What's how you been treating all this?
I mean, it's been a weird summer actually, man. I'm used to being in the gym, being with my kids, and this thing about being at home is not fun. Again, I've been at Los Angeles 15 years, and I'm just used to having open gyms and being around the kids. But it is what it is. Uh, the kids are working. I mean, I know some of my kids are going to go to an open gym right now. They find places to play. But when it goes to me, I mean, like you said, I'm not a fitness junkie per se, but I do like to get out there and jog, ride my bike. I actually started picking up golf.
Oh, okay.
I've been golfing out there with Coach Molina at Tony Butler in Harlingen. There's a story out there. They said that I broke a driver. It's false information. I was set up. Believe me when I say that, and I'm still sticking to this story till today. But I picked up golf. We went golfing yesterday, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm not very good at it, but it's been a lot of fun. So I'm trying to pick up golf because it's one of the things that you can really social distance. You're in your own cart, and you're really not together as much. So that's one of the things you can do. So I started picking that up, and it's been fun.
I know, Coach. You're being a little modest here. Anybody who follows you on social media, I mean, knows that you go out there for jogging and stuff for quite a good distance, Coach. So don't be so modest. You're doing great. Keep it up, Coach.
Thank you.
But yeah, let's first of all. I mean, I know you're a coach. Your kids mean the world to you. I know you have a really close knit group, especially there at Los Fresnos. With the foundation you've laid, just what have been their reactions? I mean, you keeping in touch with them. I know you mentioned some fine places to go. I mean, but how do you still play coach and try to keep that relationship strong?
I mean, we got a group text going, and we get after each other every day. We mess around with each other. We poke around at each other, and we talk crap to each other. It's just like a family deal, and we just stay busy. And I've gone to see him play a couple of times. They're like, Coach, come check us out to play, and I gone to check them out. And actually, again, they said they were going today, and I said, I don't know if I can go. I got to sit down and do an interview today. I said, but if I can make it out there, I'll make it. But they're a great group of kids. Again, I love being around them. It's just right now, it's not the right time and place to do it, but it is what it is. And we're looking forward to getting back. They're looking forward to getting back. They're hungry to get back. They want in a season. And of course, we want a season to happen if it happens.
Mhm. Yeah, and speaking of that, the UIL put out a calendar. With some of the bigger schools are gonna get the month delayed. The smaller schools 4A and down, as we know, they want them to start on time. I know the UIL has visions of bigger schools being in the more crowded areas, but in the valley, it's a real hit or miss. So some smaller schools have more traffic areas, and some bigger schools have less traffic areas. I mean, Los Fresnos probably being one of them. I know there's a lot of heavy traffic within the city, but it's one of those towns that's kind of far away from others. So just what are your thoughts on that? Just how that calendar has changed and how it affects you as a coach.
I mean, basketball wise, it doesn't affect us any. Our start date did change. The only thing that changed was they removed 3 tournaments and they bumped our district one day ahead. So for us, it didn't change. I do feel bad for those small schools, the football schools that, for example, in Hidalgo County, they can't even start right now. So this August the 3rd date or whatever is meaningless to them, and it's not good for them. And I feel bad for them because at the end of the day, they want to get out there and compete. I know that, and they can't do that, and they won't be able to do that. But at the end of the day, the health is the most important thing, and hopefully we can get past through this and hopefully we have a season. I mean, our season won't start till November, so we're sitting in a little bit better position. But then again, that is prime time, winter season, and there is more stuff going around. So who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, for sure, and it's one thing to keep an eye out, Coach. But unlike the baseballs and the softballs and the tracks, you guys were actually able to, fortunately enough, get all your season in, and a great season it was, Coach. I mean, first of all, just talk me through this season. Big season for you guys. No no matter how many gold balls you have, and that's a lot of them, been one of the premier programs in the Rio Grande Valley in the last 6-7 years. But finally broke through past the second round and then to the regional tournament, coach, and in a special way beating Vela in the big arena. I mean, just what was that like finally to break through the way you guys did and then make it all the way to the regional tournament?
I mean, you can tell we obviously we haven't been able to get over that hump, like you said, and it wasn't as easy as people thought. I mean, we were down most of the game. Fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go or 6 minutes to go or so, we're down 8 or 10 points. And everybody thought the game was over. And we had a little freshman kid out there named Jerry Martinez that offensively took matters into his own hands and led us in scoring. One of the best fourth quarter performances offensively and to me in Los Fresnos history. He single-handedly carried us. Defensively, it was a team effort, but it was nice. Coach afterwards said, "You're going to be fine for the next 3 years. You have that kid." And I was like, it takes more than one. I mean, because at the end of the day, you got to defend on the other side. But it was special. That game was special. And then the arena with Vela, man, I haven't been a part of a game with that atmosphere ever in my career. It was a sweet thing. And then to win that one, it being our first time there was special. The kids were excited. They finally celebrated the way they should have. We won, like you said, a lot of games and a lot of district championships, and the kids don't celebrate. They know those are expectations now. And when they won that game and they were going to the regional tournament, you can see the excitement in their faces, and their body language said it all. And then, we were happy as coaches, and we were happy for them. All the time they invested paid off. And then it was in a regional tournament. We ran into a tough Brandeis team that made it to the Final Four, and we gave it all we had. We were down 1 going into the fourth. 4 minutes to go. We're just still down a couple possessions, but a couple mistakes here and there that bit us in the tail, and that was a difference in the ball game. But great season overall. Proud of the kids from when we started to now, because they're the ones that lay that foundation, like you said, for this group, and they just been building it and building and building on it. And when we think that things can't get better, they just kept on getting better, and I'm just proud of these guys.
Yeah, coach, and it looked like your seniors and upperclassmen. I mean, the whole season. I mean, Jerry Martinez was such a treat to come on and watch. The what he did, the trust you guys had in him, and how accepting these older kids were of his talent and what he brought to the floor. In that Brandeis game, Jerry took a little while to get going. I don't think he scored a field goal in the first quarter, but your older kids picked up the slack, and he went head to head with a really, really tough Brandeis team. That team had size. That team had skill players. That was a really solid team, and for you guys to go out there, just what is it about that team this season that made it so special? Why you guys are really deep. You had a lot of. It seemed like everybody participated and contributed. Just what was it about this team that made it so special?
I mean, at the end of the day, they're very unselfish, and that's the way we play. And Jerry was our leading scorer per se. He did average about 16 and a half, but Ricky can put up 20 any given night. Elian Gonzalez could put up 20 any given night. Luis Gonzalez could put up 20 any given night. They all led us in scoring throughout the year. So and they didn't care. Kids didn't care. Oh, you know what? Jerry's this or Alex or Ricky's that. They didn't care who scored. You know what? You're hitting. Here you go. Go to work. And that helps a lot. And the biggest thing with this team, and I said it before and I'll say it again, they were very disciplined. They took the game plan to a T. They went into every game knowing what to expect from that team on both ends of the court. And then they just stuck to the game plan. Very, very disciplined. I don't remember once saying, man, you guys didn't follow it. And they did what they had to do, even to the last game against Brandeis. It's just there was 2 teams going at it, and somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. That's just sports. But proud of the guys, and we're looking forward to next year. It's going to be a different challenge. I mean, we graduated senior ball club, but these guys have high expectations. We have high expectations, and our goals never change. So we're going to do what best we can as soon as we get back on the court.
Yeah, and you talk about graduating the senior ball club. But like I said, you've graduated seniors before. You've graduated, ball clubs before. I mean, like I said, what is it now? It's 6 gold balls in a row.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys have district championships? I mean, you graduated guys, and it seems like you guys just keep reloading. I mean, just what can we expect from you guys once again? I mean, you have a good cornerstone piece in Jerry Martinez, but I mean, talk to us about some other kids that might be on the way. You know, because I know you guys have laid, like I said, we talk about laying a foundation, and it goes all the way down to your sub varsities and your other coaches. I mean, as long as that's in place, I mean, you gotta like what you have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say selfishly, I mean, I got two of the best assistants in the Valley, and Kike Hernandez and Alex Lucio. I mean, Kike has been with me since the start, and Alex has been with me now for 4 or 5 years. And the great coaches, they have the same mindset I have, and I treat them like head coaches. You know, they run the show at times, and kids respect them just like if they were head coaches. And we all put a piece to the puzzle. You know, I bring something to the table, Alex brings something to the table, Kike brings something to the table, and what they do with the sub varsities is phenomenal. You know, Kike had the JV this year. They won district. It was tough, but you know, he plays the same style that we expect at the varsity. So we're going to expect some of those kids to step up. I mean, have they won before? Yes, they have at the freshman level and now the JV level. But varsity, as you and I know, it's a totally different ball game. And the only thing that's hurting, but it's everybody's in the same boat, is we didn't get an off season to get these guys ready. We didn't get the spring league at Mercedes. We didn't get the summer league at Harlingen. I mean, countless open gyms. So are we behind the 8 ball right now, Mark? Yes, we are. Do we have a nice piece to start off with in Jerry Martinez? Yes, I do. You know, yes, we do. Can he win games? Yes. Can he win all the games by himself? No. So we need a supporting cast, and I'm hoping, like you said, what other guys are going to step up? I'm hoping Alex Moreno, he's going to be a senior. He was a big part of what we did last year off the bench. I'm hoping he can come in and step in and do his role and help lead this team. We got another returner in Dane Noriega, who's a fast kid, very athletic, gifted defensively. Hopefully he can come in and provide a role for us. And then Roger Capetillo, who didn't play much. He had a bad ankle injury versus Rowe and never really recovered. We're hoping that, I mean, he's looked good at some of those open gyms that they've done. I'm hoping that he can come in and be that guy to give us a double-double, because he's got that potential. And the JV kids, I mean, it's a work in progress. They haven't played at that varsity level yet. If we had had that spring league with Mercedes with Coach Trevino over there, that would have really helped us. The summer league with Coach Creeders at Harlingen, that would have helped us, but it's not the case. But it's okay. Everybody's in the same boat at the end of the day. So we're going to have to really dig deep and do better scouting reports and pay more attention to detail when we go back, because that might be the difference between winning and losing. So we're excited, though.
For sure. I mean, and then we had a realignment early on in this semester, going back to earlier this year. I mean, what can we expect from that? I mean, it's probably just familiar teams that you've seen or that you always see. I know you're always playing tournaments and stuff. So, I mean, just as far as district wise, you know, you're excited about how the landscape looks now coming in?
I mean, the district, Westlake coming in is going to be tough. They're a returning ball club, and Gabe has done a very good job over there. And he's won millions of games and countless district titles, and has gone to the regional tournament several times. And so he's going to have his team ready to play every game, night in and night out. So they're going to be a tough ball club to worry about. Donna North coming into our district also. I know they struggled, but they were doing some things there at the end, Mark, and they won a couple games. They beat Edinburgh North, who was a playoff team, and they were playing better basketball towards the end. And I want to say they're going to have some players coming back, and that's the new coach there, and he laid his foundation, and they improved from years before. So it's only going to get better. Of course, Harlingen South, you know, Ryan said it before, and he's got a returning ball club. He's got 8 guys back, and all of them saw the starting lineup at some point, and they're going to be tough. I mean, every team's going to be tough. San Benito with Coach Blige finally made the playoffs. They're getting their ball rolling. Hannah had a young ball club, has everybody back. Rivera has everybody back. It's going to be difficult. Harlingen High, you know, they graduate a lot of kids, but it says Harlingen across the chest, you know. They got that street credit, like Coach Molina says, and they're going to bring it every night. And Coach Creeders did a good job last year, and it's only going to get better. You know what I mean? So it's going to be tough, but that's a challenge, and we love challenges, and the kids are ready for it, and it is what it is now with this pandemic and COVID, and new district. It's a lot of variables, but we're ready and we're excited if God helps us have a season.
Yeah, of course, and we're all hoping for that. And then these are the teams you mentioned, and this is just in your district, in your classification, 32-6A. I mean, surveying the valley, you go to countless summer leagues, you go to all these tournaments. I mean, I know at length I talked to a coach very well, Jose Luis Ramirez over there at Pace, and then every time I talk to a basketball coach, I just tell him lately, the past 10 years or even more, just how much talent has come in, when it comes to basketball. More kids are out there playing summer league ball, travel team, more kids playing in the Upper Valley, just so much going on, so much talent. I mean, especially over there in your neck of the woods too, the Brownsville area, Los Fresnos, and then coming back down this way. Just, from a coach's eye view, what's that talent been like, that crop, the last few years? I mean, just what have you seen?
I mean, I think kids are putting in more work, and they have trainers nowadays, and they're doing whatever it takes to get, to separate from other players that just put the regular amount of work. I mean, like you said, Christian Guajardo at Pace. I mean, I see that kid putting in work day in, day out, and he finds ways to get better. He'll find a gym, he'll find a park. You got a ball on the rim, I mean, you're gonna get better. And these kids are putting the work, like you said, across the valley, and you've seen it. Travel ball, very big. You got to play up and to close that gap. And you've seen teams from the valley closing the gap and come playoff time with those San Antonio schools, and that's because they do go play up there. They've been there, they've done that. And again, that's credit to the parents, credit to the coaches for allowing those kids to do those things. So some coaches are against AAU. I'm for AAU. So credit them, credit the parents, credit the kids for putting in that work and wanting to get better. But there is a lot of talent out there. People say, "Oh, talent's getting weaker." I beg to differ. It's getting better, and every year you're like, "Who's that? Who's that? And who's that?" All of a sudden, kid comes out of the woodwork, diamond in the rough, and just put in the work and wanted to get better. And that, again, credit the coaches, credit the parents, and credit the kids. And there is a lot of talent here in the Valley. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and in basketball, that's one of those sports. If you have the good fundamentals, if you have the defense, you're gonna have a fighting chance. And I feel, how do you think the style of play is it different from the RGV? You think they have to play different to maybe compensate for some of that height differential or whatnot? What do you think it is about some of the scrappiness or the attitude of these players that that allows them to match up in playoff runs with some of the better teams like you guys or Edinburgh Velas or the Harlingen Souths that, they have made deeper playoff runs, and on a smaller scale, Santa Rosa, San Pedrita? What do you think it is about the style of play here that, allows them to be competitive when it comes to playing against bigger athletes?
I mean, it's just not going to judge anybody's style because we like to run. Some people like to slow it down. Some people are methodical. People say we take crazy shots, and I think we take good shots. It's just whatever fits their kids. You know what I mean? Sometimes teams go from playing man-to-man to playing zone. And at the end of the day, if the kids buy into their system of the coach and if they're unselfish and they work hard and believe in what the whole program in itself, they're going to be successful at whatever level. And obviously, you got to have horses. And we've been blessed to have horses. All those teams that you mentioned, they got to the regional tournament, had horses. I mean, you're not going to get there with no horses, really. But you can have the horses and still not be successful if they don't buy into what you tell those kids. Our style, I mean, it's no secret. We like to play fast, and we don't adjust, and we don't slow it down. Meaning, I mean, we'll adjust defensively, but offensively, we like to play fast and under control and unselfishly, and it's worked for us for the last 7 years. And how's that saying go? Why break it? Why change it if it ain't broken? So we're not gonna change anything. And nowadays the kids like playing that style, Mark. They hate to slow it down. They hate to feed the post. It's let's run and let's defend. Let's get up in your face and let's go. And they train like that. So that's helped us, and it's worked for us. And we'll see next year. I mean, again, this is the offseason we're not having. I don't know what type of team we're gonna have. We train them to play fast and under control, but we might have to change. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we're not ready for that with us not going through this offseason, through all those games. I mean, we've lost at least 30 games in the summer, and I attend every single one of those, Mark. I've never, if I send the kids to go play, if I expect them to go, well, I expect myself to be there. It makes no sense for me to send them and not go watch them play. I go watch them all the time, and I evaluate my kids, and I say, what do we got to do? Is it working? Is it not working? I get with the coaches, and we figure out a game plan for these kids. But I mean, who knows? But again, each team is different, and I respect all what they do and what fits their system. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just whatever fits your kids.
Yeah, and obviously kids are watching the NBA, and then you see the emergence of how the Golden State Warriors and teams like that have really kind of changed the style of play for basketball. But what about you? You're an older guy. Obviously, you're a coach. I mean, what style do you enjoy? Kind of a different question. Don't think about what kids you have, but if you wanted to play a style, what's gonna fit Marco Hinojosa? What do you want to play, ideally?
Well, I played for Coach Yevda back at Lopez in the 90s, and we played fast back then. And so I like playing fast. I coach my kids the way I was coached with Coach Yevda, and letting them go and letting players be players and letting all-stars be all-stars. I don't hold kids back, and I like playing fast. I like coaching fast. I can't play fast anymore. You know what I mean? I'm in a 35 and over league, and I think I'm going fast, but I'm not going fast. But I like the fast style of play. I love watching the fast style of play. I love going to the state tournament every year, which we weren't able to go this year. And I love watching the teams from Houston, Dallas that play fast. I just love it. It's fun to watch, and that's my style. Yeah,
and then you kind of mentioned those teams. I mean, the tournament that you guys host every year sees a lot of those teams come on from up north, Coach. So I mean, what's that tournament been like? That I know you guys have the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, and stuff. So I mean, just what's that been like for you to see those athletes come over here, and can participate in that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's we're trying to grow it. I think this is our second year doing it. And we had U.S. Trinity coming down, Reagan, Round Rock, who else did we have? Houston Straight Jesuit. And they all bring different styles. But it's fun to watch. We were lucky enough to win it last year. We played good ball at the right time, and the kids like being a part of that. We brought out the school for the slam dunk contest and the 3-point contest, and it was. Well, I guess I'm going to use the word, but it's usually nowadays. It was fire. Dunk contest. I mean, guys can get up. They're just different breed of athletes, and the kids are the fans that were just going crazy. 3-point contest. There were some great shooters out there, and Jerry was one of those great shooters, and he didn't win it, but that's just goes to show you, how many shooters there is out there, and the style of play is just, you get different. We get to see their style, they get to see ours. At the end of the day, it's different, but it was a good experience. It's going to be a little disappointing not be able to have it this year. UIL took away tournaments, but like I told the paper yesterday, I thought they were very nice to us, but just removing tournaments, I thought it would be worse than that. So, but it is what it is, and we have to just go with the new norm for now.
Yeah, and I know you being a basketball guy. What do your thoughts on the NBA's bubble, the little community they've created? I know that's a lot of interesting stories come out of there. Have you been monitoring that? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I'm excited. I watched one of the scrimmages earlier today. It's different with no fans, really. But I'm excited. I wish they would have condensed it more to like a college type playoff deal, where they can be done in about a week or two, made the games more competitive. I think they're going to drag it out a little bit too much, but I mean, they're the ones that know what they're doing, right? I think they're in the safest place right now in the world, actually. That bubble has all the technologies, all the doctors, all the best things possible that they need. So I'm hoping the NBA, I'm hoping it goes well. I mean, obviously, if they're successful, that'll translate hopefully into college in some way, some sort. And hopefully they're successful, and then hopefully that translates into the high school level. because I know the kids want to have a season. I know people are saying no, some people are saying yes. Valerie, Mark, do I think we should have a season? No. I mean, I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm willing to do whatever the kids want. If the kids want to have a season, USL just have a season, I'm going to be a part of it. If that's what they want, I'm going to be there for them. And of course, we'll do our best possible to take care of ourselves. But it's a lot of unknowns, but I mean, it's just different times. But if we're having a season, let's have it. And I'm hoping the NBA, it goes well for them and trickles down to the college levels, and we get better at this, and we all do our job so we can move on from this.
Yeah, and that's a very strong opinion, Coach. Saying that gut feeling for you personally, and that's a really respectful opinion, because I know for coaches, it's not only we want to play or we want our kids to play, it's a job, it's your livelihood. This is what I mean. You've seen coaches try to step away from their respective sports or whatever and always come back. So we know just how passionate you have to be a coach, and for coaches to even be like, this is serious. We need a safety first. It speaks volumes, and I wish people could see more of that. To see how serious this is. But all safety first, and it is about the kids first and foremost, Coach. So I really respect that opinion. So, but hey, I want to thank you for giving us your time today, Coach. I know you're probably a busy guy right now, but appreciate you coming on, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, Coach.
Mark, thank you for having me, man. You be safe. Take care.
Likewise, Coach. And that's going to do it, everybody, for our Sideline Sit Down shows today. We will be back for more shows on Friday. Catch us here, Real Sports Live, Sideline Sit Down, 1, 3, and 5 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Follow us on all our social media accounts. You can find us at Real Sports Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can watch our replays that we constantly have going on on YouTube, the Roku Network, and Apple TV. So keep it here to Real Sports Live. And thank you all for watching. Coach, once again, stay safe.
Likewise.